City, USA, we are in Nashville, ladies and gentlemen, for the semifinals of our 2025 PFL World Tournament. This is the first of three semifinal events, welterweights and featherweights. Taekyun Kim has advanced. He will take on Mavli Hayrulayev tomorrow night. At 145 pounds, Gabriel Braga and Jesus Pinedo in a rubber match. Right now it's one apiece between these two young monsters. At welterweight, Masayuki Kikuiri made good on his PFL debut. He advances and will take on Logan Storley, the former Bellator champion. How about the undefeated rising star Thad Jean in a main event against Jason Jackson, another former Bellator world champion. Welcome to the PFL weigh-in show for our 2025 World Tournament. Nashville Municipal Auditorium. The stage is literally and figuratively set for a great night tomorrow. It is a true tournament format. Win in advance, lose, go home and hope for better luck next year. I am Sean O'Connell, happy to be here alongside the legends, Randy Couture and Dan Hardy. Fellas, the new format in the PFL, a true tournament just like in the Olympics, just like in your old wrestling days, Randy, and we've seen some great performances so far.
It's been incredible. The pressure's really on for these fighters. They had that one shot and they've been making the most of it. All of these fights have been absolute firefights. We've had elbows this year as well, which I think has made a real exciting difference to this format. But honestly, all of these fights have stepped up to the plate and it's been fantastic.
And Randy, for these semifinals, it's been about 8 weeks of rest since the last fight. So back to back, and then if you advance to the championship, to the final, it'll be another quick turnaround.
Again, with the PFL taking the toughest sport and making it even tougher, fighting 3 times in 5 months, single elimination tournament, it doesn't get any tougher than that. And I'm very impressed every time these fighters walk in the SmartCage. They absolutely step up, just as you said, Dan.
Well, when we introduced the tournament format, there was this pushback, people saying, oh, but man, that means there's going to be a lot of lay and pray. Folks are just going to fight safe and try to get the decision, the easy victory. Well, the numbers tell a different story, because so far it's looked like this. 32 fights, 22 finishes, 12 by knockout or TKO, 10 by submission. That's a nearly 70% finish rate for the math whizzes out there. And of course, the faster you can get it done, the better. We've had some quick ones. We've had some last-second finishes. It's been incredible so far in this World Tournament. Take a look at our welterweight bracket right now. Jason Jackson beat Andrei Koreshkov. He will face Thad Jean, who knocked out Muhammad Barkamov in a main event tonight. In the other semifinal matchup, Logan Storley, Masayuki Kikuiri, and that's where we will start this conversation. Logan Storley, an All-American wrestler at the University of Minnesota, a former Bellator champ. Dan, you know what you're getting with Logan Storley. What do we get from Masayuki Kikuiri?
Well, this is the interesting mystery for all of us, and we tried to get it out of him in the fighter meetings today. But when it hits the floor, we don't really know whether Kikuiri is going to try and submit Logan Storley or try and work back to his feet. Obviously, he wants to stay on his feet if he can. He wants to use his fast hands, but he also can't underestimate the power in the hands of Logan Storley as well, and the experience, of course, that Storley brings to the SmartCage.
On the other side of this bracket, Jason Jackson, Thad Jean will serve as tomorrow night's main event. It's an experienced old dog who's had championship gold around his belt in the past, and Jason Jackson against this rising undefeated star. Thad Jean started with the PFL in our Challenger Series. Randy, we've seen his whole journey. The sky's the limit, but does he reach a limit against Jason Jackson tomorrow night?
Really a good question. Is he leveling up facing the former Bellator champion, Jason Jackson, who is proud to be from Jamaica and represent his country? Haiti and Jamaica going at it tomorrow night. It's going to be amazing, and there's been a lot of rhetoric in this one. Is it actual talk and psychological games, or do they really not really like each other? It's going to be interesting to see who goes out and has their way and settles it.
Well, let's talk about that a little bit, because there has been some chirping back and forth. And Dan, you've overseen some of these appearances and some of these face-offs, and both of their mouths are moving constantly. What do you think? Randy brought up a good question. Is there real venom here? Is it psychological warfare? You're up close, tell me.
Honestly, I don't know, and I'm not even sure the fighters know themselves. Like, when they first got together for that face-off, it was quite a conversation. Let's hype this up. Let's make sure everyone tunes in to watch. Absolutely not. The first thing that Jason Jackson said is, I cannot wait to punch the skin off this guy's face. It is legitimate, real beef between these two guys, and they've got to settle it tomorrow night.
It's going to be a fun one in the main event. And again, the winner moves on to a welterweight championship bout in the World Tournament. Also on deck tomorrow night, 145-pounders, the Featherweights. Jesus Pinedo, Gabriel Braga. That one is a 3-match. They're 1 apiece. The first time they fought, a split decision for Gabriel Braga. The second time was in a championship in the PFL. Jesus Pinedo came out victorious in that one by knockout. On the other side of the bracket, Movlid Haibulaev, a former champion in this weight class. He takes on the Korean Taekyun Kim. And again, we know what we're getting from Movlid Haibulaev. He's never tasted defeat in his career. He mixes that incredible pressure, that great Dagestani wrestling, with crazy striking ability, Randy. And Taekyun Kim, a little bit lesser known commodity, but a dangerous fighter.
Yeah, very, very interesting matchup. Not that much known about Kim. Obviously, we've seen Haibulaev with the fastest knockout in PFL history at 19 seconds with Damon Jackson. The flying knees, the submission skills, the Dagestani wrestling. But Kim is an unknown in some ways. He says and Haibulaev says that you can't overlook this guy. He's young, he's hungry. I cannot overlook him.
How about on the other side, Dan? Jesus Pinedo, Gabriel Braga, they really get to figure it out. Although Jesus Pinedo, he maintains, no, I won the first fight. I knocked him out in the second. We didn't need this rematch.
Absolutely. I mean, I love that confidence from Pinedo coming into this one, but Braga is the one that very much feels animated to prove himself in this one. He was the one during the face-offs this week on Broadway. He was in his opponent's face. He was talking to him, and obviously, what does Pinedo do? It was just class. But both of these guys, they know each other very, very well. What a great trilogy match this is going to be.
Well, Randy, you've been involved in some of MMA's great rivalries, right? And this is becoming one. Both of these guys are young. One of them has earned PFL gold already. The other one has been chasing it and gotten oh so tantalizingly close. How does that change the dynamic?
According to Pinedo, nothing's changed, and of course he feels like he won the first fight. He doesn't feel like Braga has changed anything technically. He's going to go out, wade through him like he did Brendan Loughnane, like he did Bubba Jenkins to win that title in 2023. This kid is on fire. He's fun to watch, but Braga has come out of his tragedy with his father. He looks like he's settled again. He had a smile on his face in the interviews today, and he looks ready to go. He thinks he can get it done. He wants the match back with Pinedo.
And look, you can't say that Gabriel Braga hasn't changed anything. He's moved from Brazil to the United States. He's relocated his family. He's relocated his camps. And he thinks that that's going to be a big difference for him tomorrow night. You have an opportunity as a fan. We love to make your voice heard, courtesy of Verdict. Scan that QR code. Vote on all the semifinal fights as they unfold tomorrow night from Nashville Municipal Auditorium. We're here for the weigh-ins. Let's get them started with Greg Hamilton.
Hey, thank you very much, Sean. It is great to be back. It has been too long. It feels like Christmas Eve tonight. But before we can get to tomorrow night and all those big fights, we got to get our weigh-ins in. But we need somebody a lot more important than me to come out here and mediate that. So please help me welcome PFL's President of Fighter Operations, Ray Sefo, accompanied by our ring card girls, Janie and Josie. We're going to start things off in the bantamweight division where Jason Danner will take on Nathan Gilmore. First fighting out of the blue corner, Nathan Gilmore.
Now, I'm going to say it first. All the rest of this card needs to be careful that these bantamweights stepping on the stage right now don't steal the show. Both of them are very fiery, very explosive, and you'll see it when Jason Danner gets on the stage. He's 2-0 as a pro. He's from Nashville, and he feels like this is his coming out party. And that's Gilmore, and he's going to be trying to stand in his way.
Gilmore weighing in at 135 pounds.
Don't let the record fool you. He's been on a
the
hot
red
streak
corner,
now.
Jason Danner.
Now this kid's got that swagger.
Danner was 5-1 as an amateur, HD MMA amateur bantamweight champ.
And Danner weighing in at 135 3/4 pounds.
He's a very animated kid, this one, but wait till his walkout tomorrow. He's going to be hyping the crowd, he's going to be dancing, and then he's going to be in his opponent's face like he is right now. Lethal with his skills. But of course, Nathan Gilmour's the one with the pro experience. 9 fights, and as Sean said, he's got a good streak on his record right now.
It is official. We kick things off tomorrow night with Jason Tanner versus Nathan Gilmour. Next is a featherweight matchup with Alexei Pergande versus Mike Bardsley. Fighting out of the blue corner, Mike Bardsley.
Alexei Pergande, no stranger to the SmartCage. We've seen him in the showcase bouts.
Big finisher, Mike Bardsley, though. 5-1 in his record, 1 knockout, 3 submissions. Only been the distance 1 time. And you can see he's a powerhouse the way he's built. Great condition.
Bardsley with an official weight of 145 1/4 pounds. His opponent fighting out of the red corner, Alexei Pergande.
We've seen him since the Challenger Series. He's undefeated as a pro. He was undefeated as an amateur. He's got wrestling experience. He's got boxing experience. He's put it all together. This kid has a very bright future, but a tough opponent in Mike Bardsley.
Pergande weighs in at 145 1/2 pounds.
See that clear height difference, height advantage for Alexei Pergande, but he's going to need to be using his wrestling as well to keep this guy off his legs. I think Bardsley's going to try and take his chin off in this first round. He looks very confident.
This featherweight matchup is official. Alexei Pergande versus Mike Bardsley. Let's move over to the welterweight division. Muhammad Burhamov versus Kinley St. Louis. Fighting out of the blue corner, Kinley St. Louis.
St. Louis, one of the main training partners of one half of the main event, Thad Jean, talking to Jay-Z Cavalcanti, who you can see there on the stage with his fighter, talks very highly about St. Louis.
Kinley St. Louis officially weighing in at 170 1/4 pounds. And fighting out of the red corner, Muhammad Burhamov.
Muhammad from Nalchik, Russia. He's got 10 submissions and 5 decisions to his victories. Very, very formidable. Has a win over Ray Cooper, 2-time PFL champ. This guy is no slouch.
Burhamov weighing in at 170 1/2 pounds.
Burhamov trying to bounce back from a knockout loss in the first round of the tournament to Thad Jean. Kinley St. Louis on a 7-fight win streak.
It'll be interesting to see how Burhamov comes back from that last fight, especially knowing that he's fighting his last opponent's teammate.
This welterweight fight is official. Muhammad Burhamov versus Kinley St. Louis. Another welterweight matchup tomorrow night. We'll see Joseph Luciano versus Sarek Shields. Fighting in the blue corner, please welcome Sarek Shields.
6-2 for Sarek Shields coming in here. Submissions on his record, 50% finish rate with submissions. Got to stay off the ground with this guy.
Shields tips the scales officially at 170 pounds. His opponent in the red corner, Joseph Luciano.
Luciano stepped up the last minute to face Storley in the first round of the World Tournament. A very tough fight, took Storley the distance, so he's a very, very solid competitor.
Luciano stands at a weight at 170 1/2 pounds.
Sarek Shields at one point, Dan, was a middleweight in his amateur career. He was a middleweight. He has come down to a weight class where you can see, I mean, he is bulky, he is big, and yet Luciano, the taller, rangier fighter here.
Ray Sefo makes it official. Joseph Luciano versus Sarek Shields. Next, we head over to a welterweight bracket alternate matchup. Magomed Umalatov versus Anthony Ivy. First, in the blue corner, Anthony Ivy.
struggled with the weight this week, Anthony Ivy. Really tried his hardest to make the weight, but just wasn't happening. But of course, his opponent is going to step up and take this fight. There was no doubt this fight was going to happen anyway.
Anthony Ivy tips the scales at 175.5 pounds.
It's like he's stolen Impa Kasanganai's hat off him as well.
His opponent in the red corner, Magomed Umalatov.
The Prince, Magomed Umalatov, 17-0 going into the finals last season. Lost to Shamil Musayev in his first loss of his career.
Umalatov weighs in at 170.5 pounds.
You mentioned how Luciano stepped up on short notice to take on Logan Storley because Magomed Umalatov was not healthy to take that fight. Now he's healthy, he's back, he's trying to build another win streak.
Ray Sefo makes it official. Magomed Umalatov versus Anthony Ivy. Next, we have a featherweight bracket alternate matchup with Jeremy Kennedy facing off against Adam Boric. Fighting out of the blue corner, let's welcome Adam Boric.
Big fan of Adam Boric's style. He's a superb striker. Really adapt to these Muay Thai skills well to mixed martial arts, and of course, going to try and get back in the win column here, but a very well-rounded, skilled opponent.
Adam Boric at an official weight of 145.75 pounds.
This is one of the fights I'm more
His opponent in the red corner, Jeremy Kennedy.
Kennedy coming out of Vegas in Extreme Couture by way of British Columbia and Surrey. Black belt in Jiu-Jitsu, very well-rounded veteran fighter from both the UFC and Bellator.
Jeremy Kennedy officially at a weight of 146 pounds.
And look, don't talk to Jeremy Kennedy right now about, oh, I thought you had him in that last fight. He pushed Movlid Khaybulaev all the way to the brink. Khaybulaev said that's the hardest fight he's ever had in his career. A lot of people thought Jeremy actually won that fight. He's trying to find his way back into the win column and maybe somehow back into this tournament if anything crazy happens.
That makes it official. Tomorrow night, Jeremy Kennedy versus Adam Boric. And here we go. Let's take it back over to Sean O'Connell.
The true sports format, the Olympic format, going all the way back, the NCAA format, it is what? It's a tournament. It is win and advance. It is lose and go home. We brought that to the PFL SmartCage this year. The results have been incredible. Exciting fights, big-time finishes, and it's created some very fascinating matchups for tomorrow night, the semifinals, featherweight and welterweight, and of course in Wichita next week, Chicago in 2 weeks. We've got great matchups in our remaining weight classes as well. But the stakes are so incredibly high. You either win and move on, or you go back to the drawing board and you wait for something better, hopefully an invitation to come back next year. You've got one shot every time you walk through that door, every time you put your feet on that SmartCage canvas, one shot to move on.
He's a terrifying individual. The power that he's got is unnatural.
One shot, and you're down. One shot, and you're home.
Orange God goes out! Jason Jackson! Victorious in the main event!
Every man got dreams, everyone got a nightmare.
Get one chance to be world champ, dominate each performance, leave no doubt.
Para mí significa ser campeón mundial nuevamente, llevar una alegría para mi familia, mi equipo y mi país.
Oh, Pinedo gets a left hand through! Jesus Pinedo in the first round!
E mudar minha vida e honrar meu nome.
Oh, he's got it! He's got it!
Goes to down. Wow! Wow!
You only have one shot. This tournament means that when I win, I am the best, and that I can be the best, and that I will be the best.
Oh! Big left hook from Dan Gene, and the Silverback pounds it out with hammer fist!
One shot, you're the winner. You're the champion. So one shot is everything to me.
Take one more look at our featherweight bracket, 2 semifinal bouts. High stakes. Jesus Pinedo, Gabriel Braga. Winner advances to the final. Movlid Khaybulaev, Taekyun Kim. Khaybulaev and Pinedo, they both had championship belts in the PFL around their waist in past years. Will they get another one? At welterweight, the picture looks like this. Jason Jackson against the undefeated star Thad Jean. Logan Storley versus Masayuki Kikwiri. Again, Jackson and Storley, former Bellator champions. Do they get back onto the top of the podium in 2025 and collect some more hardware? How about that main event, Jason Jackson and Thad Jean? For more on that, you know, we haven't even welcomed in Jonathan Coachman yet. Coach, what do you think?
Sean, how rude of you. Well, this city has been far from rude. Now, we have been here for several days, and to say that this fight is hyped, to say that Nashville, Tennessee is ready, that would be an entire understatement. I've been here several days with Thad Jean and Jason Jackson. It's been an absolute masterclass in how you promote a fight. And to say that all of the local stations, I'm talking radio, TV, morning shows, the evening news, they have been everywhere, respectful, but a whole bunch of trash talk. And they've also decided to go and check out the Tennessee Titans, who, by the way, will be here in the house tomorrow to watch these two battle it out in the main event. Now, I will tell you this, that these two understand as soon as they won in April, they knew they'd be the main event here tonight. They've embraced it, they are ready for it, and they understand for both guys, it's going to be a career-changing night tomorrow right here in Nashville, Tennessee. Now, speaking of one half of the main event, he is standing by with our Kennedy Smith. Kennedy, good evening.
Good evening, Coach. So excited to get things started here in Nashville. Jason Jackson, I swear everywhere I turn the last 8 weeks, I mean TV, radio, social media, you and Thad Jean have been trash talking, going at it. What do you make of all this?
Man, this is good for TV. This is what we're missing from fighting. Back in the days with Mom as the lead, those days, that's what sell fights. That's what everybody wants to see is a good drama. Because TV ain't selling no more without drama. So let's go.
All right, we all saw from an outsider's perspective, you gave the first shove, but who instigated all this drama? Because I thought you guys were friends.
Nah, we ain't friends at all. But he was just smiling up my face a little too much, and I don't like no man up my face smiling. So, you know, I had to get him out my face with that shove.
He seems pretty confident with all this trash talk he's been doing. Do you think it is just all talk?
Well, he's on a high pedestal right now because he's on a 9-fight win streak, so he think he's invincible. But I'm going to humble him, humbly.
Do you think he's gotten in your head at all, or are you locked in?
Can't get in my head. I'm good with psychological warfare. And if he in my head, trust me, he's going to have to pay all them rent.
We're excited to see it. All right, I'm going to let you go backstage, get ready for your weigh-in, and we're going to send it over to Greg to get these semifinalists up on stage.
Hey, thank you very much, Kennedy. And yeah, that's right. We're going to get to the weigh-ins now for the PFL World Tournament. We're going to start with the semifinal matchups in the featherweight bracket, which will see Movlid Habalayev take on Tae Kwon Kim. First, fighting out of the blue corner, let's welcome Tae Kwon Kim.
High volume striking from Tae Kwon Kim, and I expect to see that in this fight. I think he's going to be using his judo to try and destabilize any clinch positions and keep this one on the feet. High-paced southpaw striking, and you can see the fighting nerds glasses there.
Kim officially weighs in at 145 1/2 pounds. His opponent in the red corner, Movlid Habalayev.
Movlid was the 2021 PFL featherweight champion, unbeaten in 24 career fights. This guy is an amazing, dynamic fighter. He's a champion out of the country of Russia.
Habalayev also weighing in at 145 1/2 pounds.
The craziest thing in the fighter meetings, Dan, might have been how confident and eager Tae Kwon Kim was for this matchup. He says, yeah, I want to dethrone the guy who's never lost. I want to fight a guy out of that Nurmagomedov school. I want to be the one that collects that pelt. Pretty impressive mentality.
This featherweight semifinal is official. Movlid Habalayev versus Tae Kwon Kim. Your other featherweight bracket semifinal and co-main event, Jesus Pinedo versus Gabriel Braga. First, fighting out of the blue corner, Gabriel Braga.
Braga's still only 27 years of age. He's already got 18 pro fights. The son of a professional fighter who tragically he lost in 2024, and he was bouncing back from that. Emotional performances in the last few fights. He's put it all behind him, and Gabriel Braga ready to advance to a championship.
Braga weighing in at 145 pounds. His opponent in the red corner, Jesus Pinedo.
Jesus Pinedo came out of our championship series and waded through the entire season, taking out Brendan Loughnane and Bubba Jenkins to win the title and get it back against Gabriel Braga in that final match.
Pinedo officially weighing in at 145 1/4 pounds.
Neither of these guys seem eager to see this fight take place on the ground. Two technical, brutal strikers. Pinedo has 15 knockouts, and he's only 28 years old. He's on a streak. Braga wants to interrupt that and punch his ticket to the championship. The 3-match goes down tomorrow night.
I'm here with Gabriel Braga. I can see the intensity in your eyes, my friend. What's going through your mind?
Tá passando muita agressividade. Eu tô pronto para mostrar isso amanhã.
A lot of aggression. I'm ready to show this tomorrow.
What's your final message to Pinedo and the fans?
Eu espero que ele esteja pronto, porque eu tô pronto para arrancar a cabeça dele.
I hope he's ready. I'm ready to rip his head off.
I'm excited, my friend. Good luck. Coach, over to you.
Dan, thank you very much. Jesus Pinedo, we sat down yesterday and you said first round knockout, you're going to show him just how great you've become. Why do you believe that?
Estoy listo para una pelea intensa, para una guerra. Yo voy a ganar esa pelea, ténganlo por seguro. Esa pelea no va a llegar a decisión.
I'm ready for an intense fight. I'm going to show him what I've improved, and tomorrow I'm going to show the levels in this fight.
In April, you had a long layoff. You came back and you looked better than ever. How physically do you feel right now?
En abril peleaste después de hace mucho tiempo sin pelear, casi 1 año y medio. ¿Cómo se siente estar de nuevo en la jaula tan rápido?
Se siente bien y estoy listo, estoy preparado. He venido a demostrar una vez más que yo soy el duro en esta división.
It feels good. I'm ready to show I'm the top dog in this division, and that's why I'm here.
No handshake, all intensity, co-main event trilogy. We can't wait. Jesus Pinedo, Greg, back to you.
Thank you, Coach. Now let's go to the semifinal matchups in the welterweight bracket. First up, we have Logan Storley versus Masayuki Kikuiti. First, fighting out of the blue corner, let's welcome Masayuki Kikuiti.
One of the great mysteries here in this bracket is what Masayuki Kikuiti is going to do if Logan Storley could take him down. He wouldn't give us the answer in the fighter meetings, but he said, hey, I'm confident anywhere this fight goes.
Kikuiti officially weighs in at 170 1/2 pounds. His opponent, fighting out of the red corner, Logan Storley.
No secret what Storley's style is. 4-time All-American for the Golden Gophers in Minnesota, 6-time state champion. Here's a guy who won the Junior Hodge Awards. That's the equivalent to the Heisman Trophy in wrestling.
And Storley also with an official weight of 170 1/2 pounds.
Storley already carries championship credentials. He wore the Bellator strap earlier in his career. Masayuki Kikuiti seeking his first ever major promotion belt. Winner advances to a championship.
That semifinal matchup is official. Logan Storley versus Masayuki Kikuiti. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the weigh-ins for your main event. Semifinal matchup in the welterweight bracket. Jason Jackson versus Thad G. Fighting out of the blue corner, the silverback Thad G.
Undefeated as a professional, you will see the physical specimen that is Thad Gene. At one time, he thought that his future was going to be in college and maybe even professional football. An injury derailed that path and led him into the mixed martial arts world. And Randy, I'm glad that it did.
Thad Gene tips the scales at 170 1/2 pounds. His opponent fighting out of the red corner, the ass-kicking machine, Jason Jackson.
Jackson with 19 victories on 10 wins via KO or submission. former Bellator world champion in the welterweight division.
In the fighter meetings, he talked about, hey, look, Thad Gene is dangerous, but he's only dangerous with those big winging power punches. I am dangerous everywhere. Jackson can wrestle. He can kick. He can do it all. Does Thad Gene have what it takes to pass this test?
Jason Jackson with an official weight of 171 pounds.
Main event for a reason. You could see the intensity between these two guys. So far, no trash talk at the scales. Randy, is it possible they've exhausted all the good one-liners?
Well, I think the talking is about done. It's time to get in the smart cage and settle it.
Thad, come on, have a couple of words with me, my friend. That was a very calm face-off, given all of the trash talk and all of the hype going into this one. Is the trash talk done? Is it just time for action?
I guess you could relate that to the saying, the calm before the storm, right? It's gonna be a movie tomorrow. It's gonna be a storm tomorrow. I'm gonna make sure I'm bringing it too. So it's a good one. I'm excited for that. I'm glad that was nice. That was chill. It was both cordial on both sides. But we know what tomorrow is gonna do, what we're gonna do tomorrow, I should say, and what we're gonna bring tomorrow. So I'm excited for it. I'm excited.
How do you make sure that it's Thad Gene's night tomorrow?
I come in and do what I do. That's it. I'm gonna do me. I'm gonna go in there with the confidence I have, the faith I have, you know, and show him that, hey, man, this work. I'm in the best shape that I've been in. I've cut the weight the best way I've ever cut. Mentally, spiritually, and physically, I'm in the best state that I've ever been in, and I'm so excited tomorrow to show that, to put it on full display, to show everyone that Thad, the Silverback Gene, is the next one up.
Any predictions for the Silverback Nation?
It's a finish. They know it. It's a finish. But that is versatile. The Silverback is versatile, so I won't end and not tunnel vision. So whatever is presented, whatever finish is presented, he will take. I will take. We will see it.
Good luck, my friend. Good luck, my friend. Coach, over to you.
Dan, thank you very much. Well, Jason Jackson, you just heard that Gene say he's going to be the next one up. He's also said, I'm going to be the face of the PFL. When you heard him say that, what was your initial reaction?
He ain't taking food out of my family mouth. He could talk all he want because his family feeding him. I got to provide for my family, and that's what I'm going to do tomorrow.
It's all about advantages. You have so much experience. You're a former world champion. You've been in so many different main events. How does that help you tomorrow night?
Listen, I don't fight his record. I'm fighting him. So I'm not over here worrying about my record. I'm going out there, I'm going after him. So he has to worry about me.
This arena is going to be filled tomorrow night. It's going to be hyped. You know he brings a lot of fans with him. You're going to be at least the energy, the underdog. How do you embrace that?
I've been in enemy territory before. This ain't my first rodeo, so he got to get ready for someone of my caliber coming after him and putting pressure. And he says he's going to finish me. That's a lie. He's going to get finished trying to finish me, definitely. And he's going to gas himself out because he got too much muscle.
What is the one thing that you don't think he'll be prepared for coming from you tomorrow night?
My arsenal. I'm bringing everything. I'm bringing everything that I got, every skill. My boxing, my wrestling, my jiu-jitsu, and my smoothness.
Well, I got to tell you, we sat down with both guys for Coach's Conversation. We'll have that tomorrow. These guys are ready. Jason Jackson and Thad Gene, the main event. Cannot wait for Thursday night. Sean O'Connell, let's send it back to you.
Thank you, Jonathan Coachman. Fighters made weight. Semifinal matchups are set. Thad Gene and Jason Jackson have promised fireworks in that main event tomorrow night. You've got 3 other incredible semifinal bouts. And remember, it's one shot. You win and you advance, you lose and you go home. There's going to be a bunch of folks tomorrow night disappointed that their championship hopes have been dashed here in Nashville. Randy, it's going to be a great night.
I'm excited. It's going to be some great fights, some great matchups, and that main event is going to deliver. There's no doubt in my mind.
When you think about all that trash talk, the back and forth, and then you saw the face-off, Dan, you mentioned it, relatively subdued compared to what we've seen from them jawing back and forth over the past, 2-3 weeks. Does that mean anything for you?
You know, it does. I've been thinking about it as I was walking back over here from the stage, and my takeaway is this. They know it's going to be a real turbulent fight tomorrow. These guys are both reserving as much energy as they can for tomorrow night. It's going to be 50 minutes of turbulence for both of these guys. The calmness that we saw on the stage shows me that they don't want to expend any additional energy that they want to waste for tomorrow. All the trash talking's done now. There's nothing they can say that is going to change the result, the outcome of this fight. The confidence has been on display from both of them. We've seen that. The real difference now is going to be who's got the skills, who's got the conditioning, and who makes the right decisions on the night.
Both coming off big-time finishes over incredibly tough opponents in their first-round matchups as we began the tournament just a few weeks ago here in 2025. We all love that main event, but guys, the co-main event, the rubber match, Jesus Pinedo, he's already won this PFL championship, and he has knocked out everybody that steps in front of him at one point or another. He sucks you into the brawl that he wants to make the fight. And of course, Gabriel Braga, he keeps getting better. He keeps adjusting, even though everyone says, oh, no. The subtle little changes he's making, including relocating a training camp. And of course, he's looking for redemption here, Dan. Does Gabriel Braga have what it takes?
I absolutely believe he does. I think both of these guys have got the skills to better one another. I just think that it's all down to the moments, the decisions. My coach at home calls it the sliding door moments. Those moments where you make a decision that changes the outcome of the fight entirely. Now, you've got to think these guys know each other very well. So those decisions are going to be very, very well educated. Their coaches, their teams, they both know their opponents very well. So all of that information is going to educate this as well. And as you mentioned, Gabriel Braga's moved to California. He's been training with Ralph Gracie, who's not only a Gracie, but he's an absolute maniac as well. He's the right person to be training Gabriel Braga for a fight like this. It's going to be incredibly intense.
You see the mayhem that Jesus Pinedo unleashes on his opponents. And he beat Adam Boric. Adam Boric is one of the most intelligent and tactical strikers. And what happened? Gabriel Braga walked him into the kind of fight, Jesus Pinedo walked him into the kind of fight that Jesus Pinedo wanted.
Yep.
How do you avoid that if you're Braga?
I don't know that you can. They both love to brawl. They're going to go nose to nose and brawl. And Pinedo has that style. That's what he likes to do. He did it to Brendan Loughnane. He stormed the castle, as Bubba Jenkins put it. And there is no answer for that. He just comes wading through like a Terminator and just keeps slinging. And it's amazing to watch.
Only one of those guys will advance to a championship opportunity against either Taekyun Kim or against Movlid Haibulaev. You got to be here with us tomorrow night in Nashville. Our first of 3 semifinals. We go to Wichita next Friday. We're in Chicago the Friday after that. And then August is finals month. We will crown champions of the 2025 tournament, hand out some hardware, some big-time checks in August. Another look at the main card tomorrow. Jason Jackson, Thad Jean, Jesus Pinedo, Gabriel Braga, Logan Storley, Masayuki Kikuiri, Movlid Haibulaev, Taekyun Kim. 4 of those men see the dream continue. 4 will leave dejected and disappointed and looking for answers. All of the fighters who have the high-stakes fights in this world tournament made weight, and they all told us that the weight cut was relatively smooth, relatively easy. I think that puts us in store for some incredible matchups tomorrow night with each of these fighters at their very best. Randy Couture will be there, Dan Hardy will be there, Sean O'Connell will be there. Join us tomorrow night.